This year, especially the last couple months, have absolutely been loaded to the brim with games. So much so that several different games have delayed their release to basically move out of the way of massively popular game releases like Silksong and Hades 2. But even though there have already been so many amazing games this year, there are still so many more that are coming out in the last few months of the year. Today we'll be going over a few of the games I think are going to be the most worth it or pretty popular. So without further ado, let's see what games are on the horizon. This first game is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. From Yacht Club Games, the creator of all your favorite Shovel Knight games, we got a brand new game, Mina the Hollower. Descend into a frightful world of action-adventure as you take control of Mina, a mouse with a mission to rescue a cursed island. Burrow beneath hazards and monsters, whip foes into oblivion, and gear up with an arsenal of sidearms and trinkets throughout the game. Mina the Hollower is a 2D action platformer reminiscent of classic Game Boy Color games, especially from the Legend of Zelda franchise in that era. Mina the Hollower seems to aim to bring the best of new game design and mechanics while also bringing back that pixel art style we all know and love so much, while also introducing its own takes on each into the mix. Not only does it seem to take that art style into account, it also seems to use a limited color palette in order to create some unique designs. At first glance, it may seem like your traditional action platformer game, but upon further investigation, also reminds you of a platformer in ways your standard 2D platformers do. Besides your standard jumping ability to avoid hazards and get onto platforms, there's another main part of Mina's moveset that is unique to this game: burrowing. As a hollower, Mina can burrow beneath the ground, which allows her to go under the standard ground layer in order to avoid attacks, sneak behind enemies, or even go underneath certain walls or rocks. If Mina comes up underneath a rock or a pot, she'll pick it up and be able to throw it at an enemy. You can come up from the ground anytime you want, but you can't stay in the ground forever. If she comes up to a gap, she'll leap across, landing on the other side. When you burrow under the ground, that seems to also give you a significant boost of speed, both while you're under the ground and for a short period of time when you hop out, which allows you to jump a little further than when you can when you're just standing on the ground. I absolutely cannot wait to learn more and play it when the game comes out. It was originally slated to come out on Halloween, October 31st, but Yacht Club had to push it back a little bit just to do some finishing touches on the game before it releases. We don't have a final release date, but the studio has said the game will be releasing soon, and as soon as they submit it to platforms, they'll give us a release date. And I will definitely be making a review or some type of other video on this game when it comes out. Next up is Octopath Traveler 0. Octopath Traveler 0 is a prequel to the other two games in this wonderful series. The Octopath Traveler games are mostly your standard JRPG games, but where they specifically differ is in the art style. In probably every JRPG or regular RPG you've seen, you either just have straight 2D or straight 3D style, but in the Octopath Traveler series, Square Enix has developed their own trademarked art style called HD 2D. This HD 2D style combines retro 16-bit character sprites with 3D environments and buildings with effects like better lighting, volumetric fog, and different layers of the environment, which gives the game both a modern and nostalgic feel at the same time. In this game, your combat options are greatly expanded, allowing you to have all 8 party members in battle at the same time, with 4 of them in the front lines and 4 in the back. This is a great improvement upon the other two games where you could only have 4 fighters in your party at one time. Another amazing thing in this game is that there are a total of 30 recruitable party members. The extras that don't fit in your party will become residents in the rebuilt town of Wishvale. You are also your own custom-created protagonist and are working on rebuilding this town of Wishvale that has been burned down. You'll be able to build over 250 buildings inside your town, which is kind of crazy. This game is based somewhat on the mobile game Champions of the Continent, but in Octopath 0, they have removed all the gacha mechanics of getting characters, and you will recruit allies through story progression and exploration, ensuring you can get your favorite characters without all the luck-based nonsense, cause boy, do gacha mechanics get pretty annoying sometimes. This game is going to be coming out on December 4th, the same day as Metroid Prime 4. Hopefully they'll both still perform well, and I'm really hoping this game is as enjoyable as the other two. Kirby Air Riders is the next game releasing from legendary Super Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai. In Kirby Air Riders, players will drive and boost their way down each track, also using the unique abilities of the character you've picked to play as. Unlike the original Kirby Air Ride, which only had Kirby, Meta Knight, and King DDD as playable characters, Kirby Air Riders upon release will have 20 different characters to choose from, including Waddle Dee, Magolor, Meta Knight, and of course Kirby himself, just to name a few. I've never played the original, but a mode that's returning from Kirby Air Ride that looks really interesting to me is Top Ride. The Top Ride mode allows you to play on the courses in a top-down perspective, which would definitely help to allow people to get motion sickness from first or third person type games to be able to play this one. Though this game does seem similar to Mario Kart, there are a lot of key differences that make it a different experience from a game like Mario Kart. First of all being that top-down mode, and then there are also so many different power-ups as well as being able to eat other characters that have their abilities. You're also able to attack other players without even having items. Kirby Air Riders will be releasing on November 20th. I will probably make a longer video pretty soon here talking more about this game, but in the meantime, on to the next game. Moonlighter 2 is an action RPG with some roguelike elements and a tale about new beginnings. You live a double life as both a fearless adventurer and a crafty merchant. With no coin to your name, you and other townsfolk find yourselves stranded in Tresna. Now it's up to you to get yourself back on your feet and turn your humble shop into the center of wealth of the village. You must explore dangerous dungeons and fight enemies in order to gather relics and other items to sell and reinvest in your friends' lovely establishments. In this game, you play in what looks like an isometric view as this merchant adventurer and have to fight enemies to get the treasures and save your town, is what it seems like to me. In the beginning of the game, you seem to be in what looks like a tutorial area, fighting enemies with a broom. You learn all the different mechanics and attacks and then have to defeat enemies in order to get to the treasure chests to gather the loot. After you complete the tutorial, you warp back to town and talk to the NPCs before you begin to set up shop. Definitely looks like it's going to be a fun game, and it's going to release on November 19th, so be looking forward to that. Our last game today is Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 is a game we have been waiting for literally for years. You play as Samus Aran, the renowned bounty hunter, as you explore the planet Viros. You are mysteriously transported to this planet after an encounter with the rogue hunter Sylix, and now you must learn to use your new powers to navigate this hostile planet and uncover its many secrets in order to find a way home. You must uncover more ancient Chozo mysteries, use your new psychic powers, and oddly enough, ride a motorcycle. Your new psychic powers allow you to redirect projectiles, activate mechanisms, and solve environmental puzzles, the likes we have never seen before in this series. And then there's also the standard of constantly scanning the environment with your scanner to find hidden things and get more info about the current scenario you're in. The one thing I'm very confused about is that motorcycle. It just seems like a weird addition to this game, but I guess we'll have to see what happens with it once the game comes out. It'll be released on December 4th, just a week before the Game Awards, so it should be interesting to see if it's possible for this game to get any awards at that event. I really am hoping it lives up to the hype, because while they did restart development a couple years into our wait for it, they have been working on this version of the game for at least the last 5 years, so I'm just hoping it's good. The one part that scared me about one of the more recent directs of this game in it is the open world sand part. It just looked like a barren wasteland with not much going on. So I'm just hoping this game doesn't look bad even on the Switch too. Enough rambling though. Which games are you looking to pick up when they release? Are you excited specifically for any of these? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.